Hello everyone and welcome back. I'm Deziel and today I'm going to do the part 2 of the Bustier block. Now we're going to do the top part of the bustier, so the style line of the top. Remember that it's a block. You could change it after and do whatever shape you like, but this as a block, I like you to do it 90 degrees from center front, touching the top of the circle. Now to continue the style line, you're going to need the level that we want on the back, and for the block I suggest that you do at least 3 cm below the bust line. So as you notice, I did square for a little while, and then I'm going to connect the second side of the dart to this level in a nice smooth line. Now we do have 3 more little things to do before being able to trace out the pattern piece. First, we have to finish this 1 second seam from the front because it doesn't reach to the style line that we trace. So the way we're going to do it is by elongating the middle line of the dart. So just go straight. The next thing I want you to do is put numbers or letters on all your 5 pieces so there's no confusion. The last thing we have to do, but it's one of the most important, is to positionate the assembling notch. Remember that they have to be different level for each seam, different amount from one piece to one seam to another, and also that we use double notch somewhere on each back seam. Now these notches might be a little different than the plan that I proposed, but they're as good. It doesn't matter, like I said, just the level, the amount, and the double notch on the back. That's what's important. We're ready to start tracing out the pattern piece. I already placed my paper under. I put my weight so my paper doesn't move, and I will just indicate where is my top paper onto the second one before tracing, and after I'm finished tracing my first piece, I'm going to move my paper about 3 cm from that mark it again, and trace the second piece. That's gonna give me pretty much the distance I need to add my seam allowance to both pieces. The first piece is done. I hope you notice I also did a little indication for my waist level, and the straight line I just mark little here, little there, because it's better to do them with the ruler anyway. So make sure you have double check to have all your notches and you're ready to move your paper. Now you could see I did move about 3 cm. I'm going to mark it again and place my weight on. Now after tracing my B piece, I'm going to pull the paper until about 3 to 4 cm and trace my C piece. When your C piece is traced, you could go ahead and pull again 3 to 4 cm and then trace the D piece. Now the D piece is traced. I'm going to pull again my paper about 4 cm and trace the last piece, the E. Now that's it, all the pattern pieces are done, and I even retrace the seam line with a dotted line. Now we're going to do the little correction that I wrote on my document. We're going to move the first seam 1 cm, just the top part, 1 cm towards the center front. And what we're going to remove on this piece, we're going to add it to the side piece in the same direction. Once you put your measurement of 1 cm on both pieces, you could measure the line and pivot the measurement just to make sure the line doesn't change measurement. Then you could trace. Now you could put your seam allowance 1 centimeter all around each piece except the center front that is on fold and the center back that you could put up to 1.5 centimeter. Now before to add the seam allowance, I just want to do a last little correction. If you didn't soften the line while tracing with your tracing wheel, you could do it now before doing your seam allowance. All the outside corner you could soften, removing a little bit, just like that. So you have that kind of corner over here and at 5 centimeters from the bottom for all the other piece. And for the waist, if you do have a point, just soften, but this time the opposite. It should be adding a millimeter or two, just like that. Now we're ready to cut all around. It's now time to do the notches and the grain line. And if you were wondering why did I ask you to trace the waistline, it's a good reference for alteration, but also you could use it to trace your grain line 90 degrees. Now the first piece is going to be cut 1 time and all the other piece 2 times. Now for the notches, what I suggest you to do is put your pattern piece that are going to be sewn together back to back. Then you're going to use your notcher and do the notch 90 degrees from the line. Another thing that you could do at the end, when you check your pattern like that, you place your piece together and you cut the little excess that you get on one of the pieces. Now the last notch, the apex notch, you're going to do it separately on both pieces because the shape is too different. But even on this one, you could also cut the extra little point that you have. Now it's finished. It's time to cut it in fabric and sew your prototype. And remember that you have to assemble a separable zipper in the center back. That's it for today. I hope this video will be helpful. Don't forget to share. Thank you for watching and I see you next time.